If the weight is starting to creep back and you're too scared to admit it, this is where most people think they failed. But what if you didn't fail? You just weren't ready for this part of the journey. Because nobody really talks about what to do after the regain starts. So let's talk about it now. Let's jump right in. Welcome back to Bariatric Past, where we have real conversations about weight loss, the bariatric journey, and the mindset shifts that come with it. If you're new here, I'm Jatoyia, and this space is for people navigating any weight loss journey in real life. Let's get into today's episode. So when someone comes to you years post-op, they're regaining, they're stuck, and they're ready for that reset. Today, not Monday. They're going to do the reset today. What does that look like?
I think if you came to me and said, I want to make changes right now, great. Let's sit down. Let's talk about your behaviors. Let's talk about what you like to eat. Let's get a plan in place. No judgment. I never judge anybody. I never judge anybody. We're all on a journey. And so that's what we do. We
That's
sit
very
down.
good.
Yeah.
I don't judge out loud, but in my head, I'm like, now you know.
Well, when you
I'm
don't
working
hear,
on it. I'm a work in progress.
we're all a
But
work in progress. But
don't talk about
honestly,
cake and then expect me to be non-judgmental.
but like my best friend, I might treat differently than I would a client for sure, or somebody
Well,
that I
yeah,
don't know very
that's
well,
true.
right?
Yeah,
But
that's
my
true.
my goal always, even with my best friend, who I do coach, she's the most beautiful thing on earth if she ever sees this. But I coach her as well and tell her, like, if you're not ready to make the changes, then we really shouldn't have the conversations. I'm here to help you, right? But you need to first make the conscious decision within yourself that this is something you want to do. If you're struggling with it, we can work on it together. But you've got to be at least meet me halfway. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to work, right? I could
Mm-hmm.
sit here all day and tell you what to eat and what to do, but if you don't really have it in your mindset to do it, you're not going to be successful.
I had a friend like that. She saw my journey and was like so inspired. She's like, I don't want to get the surgery, but I'm gonna go on a GLP-1. Like, can you give me some? I gave her all the tips. I encouraged her, called her up about week 2. She was just like, I can't do this. I'm not ready. I said, hey, you know you're not ready. It's okay. But you
Right.
know now that when it's time, you know what it looks like. So maybe you need to mentally prepare for that. Like maybe you just jumped in too quick and really didn't think about this.
Right.
But it's a different saying it and doing it. It's 2 different journeys.
Yes.
And
And I also think too, like when we see others' success, it can be
mm,
like an instant motivator, right? In the moment motivator is really what I'm trying to say.
mm,
Because in the
yeah,
moment, I'm looking at you and I'm like, wow, look how good she looks in
she
that
did
dress.
it.
Or she's,
Yeah.
you know, she's so confident in her body, even if you're not a size,
Yeah.
whatever size is the size in your head that tells you you've made it, right? But if you look at that other person and say, oh my God, that's where I want to be. In the moment, you're like, oh my God, tell me what you did. I want to know everything. I'm going to do it too. But if you are not in an emotional place to um, implement all of those changes in your life, it's
'Cause it
not going
takes
to,
discipline. It
yes,
takes discipline and sacrifice. You have to actively tell your body, we're not doing this, we're doing this.
exactly.
That's a mental game.
It is. And back to our original discussion about how nobody really tells you or teaches you that
Mm,
part of it. And it's probably more important than the list of things that you're supposed to eat, right?
mhm,
That's just a list you put on
mhm.
the fridge. Oh, okay. And like one of the things that I like to try to do is just make a list of things to pick from. So I'm not going to tell you on Monday, you're going to eat what I eat every day, cottage cheese and blueberries for breakfast every single day. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to say, here are some options of things that you should eat for breakfast that will be healthy for you. Pick one, right?
Mm,
So that part's easy. The hard part is
yeah.
sticking to it and telling your body, or your mind or turning off that, "I wanna eat the chips.
Mhm.
I wanna go to McDonald's and eat the french fries." 'Cause damn it, the french fries are good at McDonald's. I don't care what anybody says.
When
But
they're hot.
when they're hot and crispy and perfect,
Yeah.
but the aftermath of eating those french fries is what? Horrible,
Mhm.
at least for
And
me.
even if you do treat yourself and you say, "Okay, I'm gonna have a fry," the mental of saying, "I'm not gonna get a large, I'm gonna get a small, and I'm only gonna eat half of the small," and stopping yourself and not overdoing it.
Garbage.
And then once you do that and you stop, we're done. We're not gonna keep getting a small fry every day now. Like,
Exactly.
that's even kinda like because honestly, deletion from life is the easiest way to get rid of it. If it's
Yes.
never around, if I never have to deal with it, then it's like out of sight, out of mind. But I
Yes.
feel like how you know you made it is when you go to Cancun at an all inclusive and you know all you could eat, even though it's included in what you paid for. And you can get 3 entrees, but you choose to get 1 entree and make that entree protein. Like that's when you're just like, bro, we're
Yes.
growing here.
Yes, and you should be so proud of yourself and have a cocktail.
I
That's
had a
it.
cocktail, and I
Yes,
didn't gain weight. I was in Cancun, it didn't I was like, "Ooh," but I didn't gain weight, and I had my
that's it.
cocktail, and I had my steak, and I didn't when I saw the potatoes, I tasted it 'cause it was nice potatoes, thank you, good potato, but I just had
And that's
1,
it.
and I let it
And
go.
that is such a perfect way to live your life because I don't think that you should have to eliminate anything for life, right? If you have
Mhm,
a taste of mashed potatoes or rice or whatever it is, a spoonful just to satisfy that, your taste buds, I think it's fine as long as it doesn't become your norm. That's what it boils down to,
mhm,
I think, you know?
mhm,
Enjoy life. But if you're on a path of, okay, I'm going to make changes to the way I eat, the way I live, you gotta make a decision also to cut certain things for a period of time so that you can
mhm,
retrain your brain and your thinking and your taste buds that these
mhm,
things are really not good for me. And eventually you're not going to want them anymore, you know? I have
mhm,
a client who is not a bariatric patient, and I'm only doing this for her because I know her, and she's struggling with her weight. She loves pasta and carbs and all the things. And I gave her the list of what to eat. And I said, "This is not forever." "Yeah, but am I never gonna eat pasta again?" I said, "No, not never, just not now. Let's just put it to the
mm,
side today for the next,
mhm,
however many weeks, and your body is going to respond to it differently in 6 weeks, in 8 weeks. You won't want it in the same way, and when you eat it,
mhm,
yeah, it'll taste good, but if you continue to eat it, you're gonna feel like garbage, and you're not gonna like
mhm,
that feeling, and so you're gonna say, I'm not gonna do that again." And she said,
yeah.
"Okay, I'll wait and see." No, I promise you, this will happen for you. Just listen to my words.
I
So
went
yeah.
2 years without soda.
Yeah,
I just did flavored water, and basically that's it, like, I just had a whole bunch of flavored waters. I made a flavored water bar with all the different
it's
syrups and everything. I made
beautiful.
it real I'm dramatic like that, but
I love it.
when I finally got that Diet Coke, I was just like, "This don't hit
And
like it used to hit," like,
no,
even though it's diet, so it was sugar-free, but it was just kinda like, this is just I used to live for a Diet Coke, but it
same.
was just kinda like, "Where's my water? I'm
Yes.
okay with the water."
You know what I lived on for many years? Iced tea, Crystal
Mhm,
Light iced tea, and then I moved
mhm.
to Arizona iced tea, the sugar-free kind.
Yeah. Mhm,
And I don't know, one day I was like, "You know what? I'm not gonna" I don't know, they didn't have it or something, the one that I liked, and so I didn't buy it, and then they didn't have it again, and I just said, "You know what? I'm good." So now,
yeah.
the only things that I drink are water, coffee. I just have, like,
Ah,
1
sorry, still
cup,
gotta
maybe
have the
twice.
coffee once a
Yeah,
day, but I
yeah,
put protein in it. It's protein coffee.
good for you. Is it, like, protein like a pre-done protein coffee?
Okay, so
Tell me.
I love coffee. Yes, we're going to have a tangent right now. I
Yes,
love coffee, but I could not the little pre stuff that was like Pro Feast, and I still want it to taste like coffee. So it took me a minute, but I have mastered it. What I do is this. I have one of those Italian coffee makers. That's like
Okay.
the little pressurized one that
Yeah.
makes it like really, really strong. So what I do is I'll make a little pot of that, which is if this is the cup, it gets to like right here of
Okay.
coffee, but it's really, really strong. And so what I do is while that's cooking in there, I get the cream, I get sugar-free flavor, like coffee flavor. And
Mhm.
then I put in my Isopure, which is non-flavored protein powder,
Okay.
and I mix it real good.
With the
So
ginger
basically
there?
the cream, yeah, with so the cream is basically the protein. And so then once it's that, pour the coffee on top, and it tastes like coffee. Because that was my thing. I wanted to taste like real coffee. I love
Mhm.
coffee too much. It tastes like real coffee, but it has the 30 grams of protein.
That's
It made me so
awesome.
happy when I figured it out. Made me so happy when I figured out how to do that.
That's
So
amazing.
that'll
Yeah,
probably be a social media clip, but that's how we make that's how we
that's
make
okay.
our
Do
protein
it, do it.
coffee now. Makes me happy. I have to.
Yeah,
And then if I do have a croissant or a half of a bagel, I'm eating 30 grams of protein in my coffee, so it's okay.
there it is. That's it. That's it. Yeah, I just drink my morning coffee and then I like here all day.
Mhm.
And sometimes
Mhm.
I'll go for a second cup. Not often. Like if I'm just having a rough day or if I have a craving, I go to coffee for instead.
Mm.
So the hot drink helps me avoid like, I
Mine
don't
is
even eat
gum.
junk. Is it
I
okay?
have so much sugar-free gum around me.
Do
So
you
whenever
find
I
it
just start chewing.
difficult? And it doesn't bother you because I chew gum occasionally, but not the way I used to because I feel like it bubbles in me. I don't know, it's weird.
So it all like if I do like the Mentos Fresh where it ends up being like a tiny piece of gum. I can
Okay.
do like bubble gum or like multiple pieces. Like if it's too big, then yes, it does kind of mess with me. But if I get just one of those little ones, then it ends
Okay.
up just being like a tiny piece of gum. I can handle it. And if
Oh,
I realize because I am on the spectrum, I realized that that was like a self-soothing thing that I was doing, but I was just doing it with food before. So
right.
so instead of that, when I'm nervous or I'm just, going
Mhm.
around doing like this, just have a little piece of gum that keeps it where I get that sensation without the calories.
I love it. But you know what's interesting because before you just said like it satisfies that thing that you need. I was going to say the same thing, not related to either being on the spectrum or needing a thing, but it does do that even for a person that's not on the spectrum. But chewing the gum or putting something in your mouth satisfies that need for whatever it is that is wrong in our brains that we go to food, right? Because we
Mhm.
don't there's no surgery, I don't think, to turn that off. Well, that's what they say the GLP-1s are for, right?
Look, not
Um,
yet. Give them time.
yeah, but that's what it's supposed to do is turns off
Yeah.
that food noise is what we call it, right?
Yeah.
Food
The
noise.
podcast is what showed me that. I had a guest, she really explained. I thought originally that GLP-1s like change your appetite. Kind of like with the surgery, like it changes your appetite and you can't hold food. No,
Right.
it's a brain medicine. It changes your brain. And
Right.
I was like,
Oh,
really?
you're like,
That's
"I know."
what it does. Yeah.
Right.
So, because I was like, why are people who got the surgery getting on the GLP-1s? Like, is that the same thing as, but no, it's fixing the brain part
Yeah.
of the process. I was like, "Oh, wow.
And I find
That's
it really
interesting."
interesting. I find it interesting on TikTok how many bariatric patients are doing GLP-1 because I think
A
in
lot.
in conjunction with each other, it's like a beautiful marriage, honestly, right? Because
Mhm.
it touches on all the pieces of us that were out of sync, keeping
Mhm.
us overweight.
If they're doing research, like, I feel like we should readdress all of it. Like, GLP-1 should be a part of the process with the surgery. Therapy. Therapy. We need therapy. Can someone please put therapy as a requirement for this surgery? But, like,
Requirement.
all of that to really kinda make it to where you can have the highest chance to be successful and make
Exactly.
those lifestyle changes quicker. Because I feel like I mean, for me, I know there are some that gain all the weight back and it's just like a lost cause. But most of us that I've been interacting with, we're trying. We're constantly trying. And I feel like if we can just come up with a program that really addresses everything, the mental, the emotional, and the physical,
Right.
all of that together, I feel like so many people like a good year and they're good. They'll be set.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think they should almost offer like this lifetime, for lack of a better term, like a lifetime membership to
Yeah.
a program that just, and not everybody's going to use it and not everybody's going to continue on for life, but knowing that it's there to support you if you fall back, if you are unsure, okay, what do I do? Even like a live chat or something, like
I mean, the alcoholics and the drug addicts get lifelong support.
there's
They can
that.
go to an AA meeting whenever they need to.
You're right.
If
For
I want some
free.
chicken and I know I want fried chicken, can I have someone to talk to?
I, you are right. You are right. And where do we sign up to get that?
Well,
That's
we
what I want.
have bariatric pass membership. You can always sign up for that as well. So
There it
that's a
is.
membership
Plug
that I
it.
have.
Plug it.
Yes. Has a membership there, but honestly, that is why I created it because when I was going through this journey, I was looking for it and I was just like, it's gotta be here. Like this has to be a thing. And it's not. I
Yeah,
feel like the industry is so focused on the medical side and the surgical side because that's where the money is and that's where the insurance is going
absolutely.
to cover it. But it's
Yeah.
not necessarily going to cover the whole person in the whole journey. So
Right.
other things like the mental and emotional piece gets kind of pushed to the side because there's no money in that. Moments like this is why this podcast exists. So many people on a weight loss journey carry this quietly. If you want more conversation like this, subscribe and stay connected. Remember, your journey is yours. You're not alone. Let's jump back in.
Right. And
That's
you know
just
what
my
else is
spiel.
int no, but you know what's interesting about what you just said? The insurance covering the surgery. My insurance didn't cover it. How about that?
Oh,
I
wow.
actually had to buy
Did
a
you go to Mexico?
private plan.
Oh.
So
Thought you went to
no,
Mexico.
I did not go to Mexico. I don't think I would go to Mexico for surgery. I've heard some crazy horror stories, but I've also read some really good ones.
I
Um,
know I know a few people that went and it
oh,
was
yeah?
successful for them, so
Good. I mean,
just do your research. Just
do
with
you
everything, just do your research, I think.
get a
But go
recommendation?
ahead.
But
Yeah.
this I had recently gotten laid off from my job, and so it was the perfect time for me to get this insurance policy that did cover it because I live in Connecticut. In Connecticut, it is not a mandated, service
Mhm.
that should be covered, and many plans
Mhm.
through employers don't cover it because it's like, why? Why should they? Not
Mhm.
realizing that if you cover this surgery, it will avoid claims for so many other things, right? Because so many bariatric patients are diabetic or have,
Mhm.
all kinds of health issues that need to
Sleep
be
apnea,
addressed.
heart
Uh,
disease,
yeah,
asthma, like all of that could go away if you pay
just
for the
by one
surgery.
20 to I don't even know how much it costs, $20,000, 15,000,
Mine was
whatever it
like
is.
27.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
had the bypass. Mine was like 27.
okay.
But I agree. Like I was a teacher for 10 years on state insurance and I wanted the surgery, but it wasn't covered and it wasn't feasible to pay for it out of pocket. And
Right.
just like you, I got a new job and I was in corporate. And I looked around and I was like, y'all cover this? They were like, we cover it. I was like, I got that appointment so fast. Like, I think I started working there in October. By January, I was at my first appointment with the doctor. It's like,
That's
let me go ahead and get this good insurance just in case I leave up
yeah,
out of here.
just in case, right? Right. Yeah,
At least I have
so
my surgery before I leave.
exactly. I did that, and I was working at a temporary job, because I bought the policy private, and I was working at a temporary job, and I had to take off days from work to go out of the surgery. I didn't tell anybody because I didn't know those people, I didn't want them in my
Mhm.
business. I had the surgery. I went back to work probably way before I should have, but I had to work, and I didn't have sick time because I was a temp. So,
Yeah.
um, and then all of a sudden I started losing weight and they're like, what, you know, I didn't stay there that much longer, but, and it took me a funny thing, which is not something that we're supposed to be talking about, but one thing that I chose not to share with anybody
Mhm.
other than, like, my immediate family and my closest friends who had been through it as well. I didn't tell anybody I had surgery.
Mm.
So, for
Like,
years,
for how long? Oh, for a minute.
years, my
Oh,
coming out
wow.
was a year ago.
Really?
Mhm.
That's and I'm not trying to be funny, but do you
No,
think it is a generational thing? Because I feel like older generation are a lot more hush hush about
I
the surgeries. That's just something
no,
I noticed.
because my other friends that had it done, who are all, around my age, they had no problem telling anybody. I think it was what?
Really?
The word that I can't stand. Shame,
Shame
embarrassment, all the
to
words.
admit that let it get that bad
Well,
to where you had to have surgery.
maybe that, but even further, more about because people at that point had classified having surgery as the easy way out. Oh, she went and
I
had
still hear that
and they still
mess.
do, right?
They still
Oh,
say that, yeah.
she went and had surgery, that's how she lost the weight. Yeah, but do you understand what we go through having this surgery? No, you don't, so shush, right?
Mhm,
But
mhm.
now that I have embraced it and am using it as a tool to help others, I'm so proud to say it. It's like I did the
Mhm.
whole 180, like I'm excited to share that because look at me. I had the surgery 11 years ago, over 11 years ago, and this is me today.
You're
So,
sustaining, you're
yeah,
good.
yeah. And I have something
That's
to say and
big.
I have something to share. And so sit down and open your ears.
Yeah, 'cause I t I didn't keep it a secret long. I didn't tell people because I didn't want to fail and everybody knew I failed. Like, I didn't want everyone to be like, "So how much weight she lost now?" And, "Oh my gosh, when you look" like, just in case didn't work. I didn't
Right.
wanna have to be like, "I'm trying," and it's still like, "What's wrong? You ain't lost." So I didn't wanna have to, like, defend my journey. But
Yeah.
then once it got to a point where it was just obvious, like, "Okay, you've lost 170 pounds,
He's
like,
either sick
you ain't
or
you ain't never lost 170 pounds before. Some had, so it's just like, yeah, I
yeah.
got the surgery and I shared it then, but it was about, I was about, maybe 2 months away. So about 10 months in
Okay.
before I actually like came out. Cause it was like, it got out. It was my birthday. I did a birthday post and someone was like, you look different in this picture, sis. Like,
What's
happy
up?
birthday, but what's up?
But you know what was interesting? I had a girl that I went to high school with who she was always overweight as well. Like she was much heavier than I ever was. But
Hmm.
she reached out to me. Actually, I'm lying. I reached out to her because she had posted that she had the surgery. And I reached out to her privately, of course. And we had a whole conversation and we became kind of like a support for each other behind the scenes. She was probably one of the only outsiders that knew
Hmm.
that I had surgery. And we just talked on Facebook and share thoughts and, cheer each other on. And it was beautiful, but nope, nobody knew. I didn't want anybody
Mm.
until like a year ago. Well, I was a friend of mine who I work with. We went to a gym together. We started taking this class after work together, which I don't like taking classes, but I said I would do it with her. So we're sitting there and they're doing this intake and the lady says to me, "Have you ever had surgery? What kind of surgery?" And I said, "Yes." And so I tell the lady and my friend is sitting there and she looked at me because I'm like, well, I can't lie, you know? So I
Yeah.
tell the lady I had weight loss surgery in 2014. And my friend looks at me and she was like, "You did?" I said, "I'll tell you later." And that was the end of that. And then we did talk about it later. And now here we are. But
That's so funny.
yeah,
I I'm I became more in these like when I hit my 30s, I became more just like in the zone and just kind of focus on my own thing. So when my coworkers are just like, how long you been here? What's your name? I'm just like, well, it's because I'm to myself. Like, you don't see me because I'm just go straight to my office and go home.
Yeah.
But then I literally was a similar thing. We were interacting. It was like an exercise class during lunch. And the guy was like, we were talking, and I mentioned, I was like, yeah, I just recently had weight loss. So I'm just happy that I was able to do it. He's like, how much you lose? And I was like, oh, 170 pounds. He was like, when? And I
What?
was like, couple of years ago, he was like, "Were you here?" I was like, "Yeah." I showed him a picture. He was like, "I thought you quit." People were because that was I looked like
Yes,
a different person. They
I
didn't
love
connect.
that. Yeah.
They didn't connect that we were the same person. So that's why people kept asking me, "Am I
Mhm.
new here? How long have I been working here?" I'm like, "I've been here for 4 years, y'all." Like, why
I
y'all like
love
y'all don't know
that.
me?
Oh my
They're just like,
god. That's an
so
amazing story,
I
yes.
thought that was funny. I was
Yes,
like, y'all thought I quit? Like she left and never came back.
right? And didn't even say goodbye.
Yeah, like she just went away and never came back. Ugh.
Yeah.
I think that's funny. Okay, for anyone's listening right now, what would you say to them if they are currently feeling like they're at that stage? The honeymoon is over, the regain is happening, and they feel like a failure. What would you tell them right now?
I think I would tell them, "You didn't fail. You didn't fail. You reached a part of your journey that you've never been to before. You weren't ready for this." Regain should not ever be the end of your story. It should be the beginning of your next chapter, right? Um, and as we talked about, your next chapter, if that's how you choose to go, should look like healthy, sustainable changes so you can write your success story. And I'll be here to read it. So you're not a failure.
Yes, it's just time for chapter number 2
That's
or
it.
3 or
Or
4, wherever you at.
5 or whatever chapter we're on. And
'Cause it doesn't end. It's never an ending point. We're never like, "I made it," and you no longer have to worry about weight or food again. Like, this is a lifelong process.
that's the thing that people need to understand. Like you're never a failure. It's just a setback, right? I don't like using the word restart either. You're not restarting. I didn't fail. I just slipped. I have a
Mhm.
friend who says a slip is not a slide, right? So you slipped,
Gotta
but you
clock
didn't
it.
fall all the way
Don't
down.
put down the shirt.
I love it, right? Isn't it awesome? She should patent that
The slip is
because,
not a side. It's not.
right. And really live by that because there's a lot of power in your own mind that we don't even tap into. And so
Mhm.
if you tap into your own strength, you can be successful and write that next chapter how you want it to look.
This just came to me, and we may need to patent it together, but if you're on a road trip, right,
Yeah.
and you've been driving for days and you need gas. You got to refuel yourself to keep going. No one is saying start back at where you left 5 days ago. That doesn't make sense. We can't, we've already moved past that point. We're in 2 different states from now, but you still got to do what you need to do to keep going.
Yes. I love that.
So we're not resetting, we're refueling. How about
Refueling.
that?
I
We're
like it.
refueling our journey to
I
keep
wish
going
I
forward.
would high five you. I love
Yes.
that.
That was good. That was really
That was
good.
really good. Yes.
All right. So every episode, what I like to do at the end is share a my journey, my business. So we all know about the rules and what we're supposed to eat and how much and all of that. But at the end of the day, this is our journey and it's our business. And what we do is what we gonna do. So what
Amen to
is
that.
something that you do that might not be according to the rule book, but it's something that helps you with your journey, and because it's your journey, it's your business.
Dessert. Dessert is my downfall.
I
When
love
I
a
go
good
out,
sweet.
yes, my cousin, but I'll share. I'm a sharer. I've now become
Mhm.
a good sharer.
Mhm.
So, may I have a cheesecake, please? With 3 spoons because there's 3 people at the table. Even if
Mhm.
nobody else eats it, in my brain, 2 other people are gonna share this with me. So the 2 spoons are there, and I take my little taste or 3, and I move on with my day, kinda, yeah. That's my journey.
I do
Dessert.
that
It's
too.
not all the time,
Yeah.
but it is
When
definitely.
time. I had to watch myself because I made my husband my share. So I would get a few bites and just give it to him. And then he started eating his food and my food. I was like, wait a minute.
No, we can't have that.
We don't need to do that either. So
Right.
now it's just like, I'll eat a couple bites if I don't finish it. There we go.
It's
It's
okay.
there, but
Yeah.
it's okay. That was
Take
something
it
I had to learn, to be okay with either leftovers or just leaving the plate with the food on it. I don't know. I feel
and
so much
have
guilt when I do that.
you know what? I do too, honestly, and I don't eat leftovers. Not because I'm too good
Exactly.
for them, but I don't
It just
like
don't taste the same, y'all. Nobody wants reheated anything. Like the microwave just
anything.
messes it up.
Yeah. My husband, though, thank you, love, will eat leftovers all day. So I lucked out because I can bring home the food and
Home the
know that
leftovers and give it to
someone
him.
will eat it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Thank you so much, Allison. This was an amazing conversation. I really
absolutely.
enjoyed it.
Me
If
as
anybody wants to reach out to you for coaching services or just to kind of see your journey, where can they find you?
well. They can find me in a lot of places. So I
We'll
am
put the whole list in the show description, but just give them
awesome. Thank
the
you.
heavy hitters.
So you can find me on Facebook, but I have a Facebook group on Facebook specifically for women over 40 who have experienced regain and are looking for support. Um, it's called the Bariatric Comeback. It's on Facebook group. You do have to answer some questions to get in, but that's the main one. I'm on TikTok. I put a lot of my same content on TikTok, Allyson Jackson 5 on TikTok. Um, I I'm on Instagram, but I don't put that much Instagram anymore. Ajax324, find me. And lastly, if you wanted to schedule some time with me, you can go to my Paperbell page, which is paperbell.me/Allyson-Jackson. That's a handful. But you could schedule a free consultation with me or coaching services as well. So I would love to hear from any one of you out there.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
again, Allison.
Thank you. You're a doll. I appreciate
Yay!
you.
Thank you. This episode may end here, but the journey doesn't. Parallel Paths is the Bariatric Paths membership for people who want continued support, real conversations, and connection beyond the podcast. If that sounds like what you need right now, go to www.bariatricpaths.com and see if the community feels like the next right step for you. Remember, your journey is yours, but you are not alone. Go out there and crush it. Bye. This podcast is for support and inspiration only. It is not medical advice. Always talk to your doctor or care team about what's right for you.